All right. Good afternoon, MD.
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome to the second edition of our market roundup of the Nigerian exchange. Um, for those that does not know, I know it used to be Nigerian Stock Exchange. Now it's now Nigerian Exchange,
Yes,
and then we have NGX Group. Maybe on another episode we'll be able to have
that
some
was because of the mutualization that happened on the NSC. It's going to be another kind of story some
a
other day.
story exactly. So we have another episode to explain that because some people don't really understand. I still hear some people say Nigerian Stock Exchange, and then
And while it was actually necessary on the part of the NXC was one, there was always a confusion between the Nairobi Stock Exchange, which was also NSC, and the Nigeria Stock
okay,
Exchange.
okay,
And when the issue of the demutualization came, it was, and the mutualization is where the exchange is done from guaranteed, limited by guarantee
okay.
to
Sorry, Emily, we have already
yeah.
said
So
we'll do another edition on that because it'll be like a chronicle.
yes.
People would really need to know because I observe people don't really understand that thing. They just hear, okay, it's like the name has changed and they don't really know the implications of
I
this
think one
change.
of the things that we really know every human being is it doesn't want to change. I think at a particular point in time we wanted to bring that to the table, but a number of people were attention was not there. But I know we'll get to that bridge
All
where
right,
we cross the bridge where we
all
get
right.
to it.
Welcome, sir. So for those people that does not know, today is a market roundup, weekly market roundup of the Nigerian exchange, where we talk about the events, the market events, the stock market activities in the Nigerian exchange, where stocks, shares are sold. Different shares of different companies are traded across the week from Monday up until Friday. Sorry, this week it's Wednesday.
No,
Sorry,
it's
because
Monday
there
to
was
Friday.
it's
The
Monday to
only thing
Friday
that there was
usually,
holiday
but there
during
was
this
holiday
week.
this week. So it's a weekly episode where we discuss such events, and then there's always the opportunity to know what's going on, where are the investment opportunities, where people can really invest their money, and to show people that there are real opportunities in this market, and it is worth investing in this market. So, MD, welcome again. I'm having Mr. Aaron Akebira, Managing Director of GlobalView Capital, a veteran trader in the Nigerian Stock Exchange since the days of Nigerian Stock Exchange. And now that it is Nigerian Exchange, um, their firm is still one of the leading firms. So today, we'll be talking about the events in the market from Wednesday. There's been holidays, sir. Wednesday till now. So, MD, please, could you give us a summary of what has happened?
Yeah, the snapshot is that this is the early days of April. We understand that for every issuer that is listed on the Nigeria Stock Exchange, the exchange give them 90 days moratorium to get their management, quarter four management result audited. So as at the end of March 31st, every of such issuer is supposed to file their audited financial statement as at 31st of December every year. And we saw a flurry of it very close to the end of precisely March 26, 27, and 28 because March 31st was holiday too. And what normally happens is that while these results are being released, there are dividend and bonuses that are declared as alongside with them. And the market will sit down to determine which side of it their bread is better buttered. That is, they'll be looking for yield. Because what investors normally do is to relate the dividend that have been declared to the yield in the money market. Peradventure, I take position in this stock. If I get so amount compared to the price I'm going to pay, what will be the yield? So that is what you know uh, uh, dovetail into what we saw this week. Like as I'm speaking now, a number of people are getting alert for UCAP dividend of 50 kobo per share. So that is the beauty of it. So and that the declaration of dividend is making the market to take shape. Just during the trading period, VFD released the result that they declared 250 copper. The price just went from 51 plus to 57 naira. That is the beauty of the market. And that is the beauty of taking early position in a stock that you know that is going to do well, and you know that is fundamentally sound. And during the week, on Wednesday, at the beginning of the week, the stock at the ASI, that is the all share index of the NGX, lost 0.1.3%. And on Thursday, they gained 0.1%. And today, it lost that 0.1%. Ultimately, in the week, the NGX has lost 0.13%.
Thank you, sir. So this week the market lost, right?
Yes.
All right. Before we go into the details of what are the root causes of that loss, I have a few questions. I want us to just follow, sir. So for this week, you've already mentioned how the market fared. Um, it's clearly bearish. I think that's what they call bearish, sir. For the sake of those that doesn't really understand.
For when the market is losing, it
It's
says that the bear is in the market.
Okay. So what's caused that bearish movement? Why did the market lose?
Yes, like if you understand, beginning from January, prices of stocks that are listed on the NGX begin to look up. While they were looking up, there was even this worry in the market arena that would they actually declare a dividend and are commensurate to this increase in prices. A number of them did, like GTCO pay 7 naira 3 kobo for a stock of below 17, or let's say 7, and that is still 10%. But a number of them couldn't make the 10%. Some 4 point something percent, some 7%. And like I told you that what investors are doing is to relate the dividend yield to the price and compare it with the yield in the money market. So a number of people feel disappointed, especially FCMB that paid 55 kobo, just 5 kobo higher than what they paid last year for a stock that was trading around that kind 9.50 kobo. And because of that, the market normally is a discounter. The market will be the final beta of the price, especially when benefits are attached to each of the stocks. So what happened was that a number of people will move their resources out of that stock to where they felt that they will fare better. And in that movement, that flurry of movement, the stock will be sold down. And at a particular point in time into this trade, the FCMB came to 8.55 kobo from 9.50 kobo. So when you sum it up together, that is what normally affect the market.
Generally, so it replicates like that.
Yes.
The market tends to price companies that are not paying, dividends.
Let me tell you what the market does is to compensate those that have good results, like a father.
Okay.
Like a father will compensate those that have
So the market is like a father. So investors are like parents now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they compensate those that have good results and punish those that think that their performance was dismal.
All right. So I have another question here. And somebody asked this question. He said, usually the financial sector, which is part of what you also mentioned it now, that GTCO paid as much as 10 naira. Sorry, 7 naira. You said 10%. Yeah, I wanted to mention 10%. So 10%, and then many other banks couldn't pay as much as that. Now, two things. Given the results that was released by other banks apart from GTCO, which somehow did well among most of the other banks for the investors, uh, is it safe to say that the rest of the banks that they couldn't pay better dividends?
That they didn't perform?
Yes, because is their results the kind that could really enable them to pay?
No. The way it is, dividend payment is an exclusive of the board, and they now depend on the magnanimity of the board. Some boards will have a certain percentage that they pay from the earning per share. Sometimes they don't renege on it from month to month, from year to year. And don't forget too that a company that is making money need to survive. You do not kill the goose that lay the golden egg. Why the bank or the company or the issuer is making money, there's every reason to to claw back some of the earnings for exigencies and for expansions. So that one should not be taken away. And another thing is that the declaration of dividend by companies, like I said, is strictly and exclusive of the board. And I've argued this case before that no investor can take the board to court that it was not pay a dividend because the CAMA, Companies and Allied Matter Act, gave the board and the management the option whether to pay dividend or not, peradventure that they want to apply it back to develop the company for the betterment of the investor. So that is exactly those that are clawing back most part of the earning per share are doing. It's just that GT UBA, Zenith Bank are magnanimous in their dividend declaration. It's not that they have the highest earning per share. It's just what the board has declared to do.
Okay, from what you're saying, sir, that means okay, the others could have as well paid more, but they probably decided to plow back the
Yes,
profit.
yes.
But from an investor perspective, investors would always want to say, no, we deserve,
Yeah, for
some
those that are dividend visited, let me tell you one thing. Most of the um, um, fundamentals that we look at when you're analyzing the stock, sometimes it has to do with cash flow. The question is, how much does this company has to finance its investment going forward? But if you now pay out all the money that you have, which one will you plow back? So, to another large extent, even after the declaration and the payment of dividend, the same investors that would have dumped that stock because they didn't pay dividend will come back and still take position because they believe that they have enough cash flow for any emergency tomorrow, especially when they want to expand in their operation, that they can finance it.
Okay, I understand. If they are not able to finance it, the same investors will dump
Yeah,
that
because they
stock
will
and
go and
move on
borrow.
to.
They will go and borrow. And by the time they borrow, then there will be an introduction of finance costs in their books, which will eat up their earnings.
Earnings as well, okay. And then hinder their ability to pay better
Then the ability
dividends.
to declare
Pay
dividend will
better
not
dividends
will
in
not be
future.
hampered.
So it's okay, I understand. All right, sir. So somebody also said this year that the industrial goods sector led results as compared to the financial sector. What do you have to say about that?
Would I really believe in that? Let me tell you one thing that I've said even before, and I think I said this around 2011. The banks are at the center of an economy. For everything that happens must come through the banks.
Yeah.
CBN policy will come through the bank. If government said this is what we want, especially when it's monetary, it's the banks that will do it. When you talk about oil and gas, the banks are there. So they are always making money. When we saw that there was devaluation of Naira, increases in interest rates, the net beneficiary were the banks. Because they were at that particular point in time, they were the one that borrowed the money out. So when interest rate was adjusted, it was in the favor of the bank. So I would really not think that the industrial sector will always outweigh the banking sector. If you look at it at every particular point in trading per day, the financial sector always have it. They are most the volatility is high. You can always take position there, and you come out with something good. So I don't believe that the industrial good manufacturing sector can outdo any banking sector. If you talk about maybe dividend payment, like I said, is an exclusive of the board. Any company can decide to pay out. We have seen the situation where company pay out all its earnings. We saw Cornell. Cornell will make 2 naira and pay 2 naira and dividend. That was the decision of the board as at that time.
All right, all right. I think that's clear. So, sir, at this checkpoint, based on the current market trends, What's your recommendation for um, short-term or long-term investment? We know the equities market is actually supposed to be a long-term, market, but investors there are some investors that still want to be able to trade the market. Are there any
The
recommendation
only
you have to
recommendation I
offer?
would say, as far as you are not sitting by the machine, you are not trading from the OMX or you are not trading from the SJ, please have a long-term perspective in mind. Why do I say so? Just like what happened to VFD today, when the 2 naira 50 kobo dividend was announced, it went on bid. At the close of the market, that stock was still about 2.7 million in excess of bid at the highest price for today. If you have the short term in mind and you are not trading, the day a bad news will enter the market, you will not be there to exit immediately. And the day a good news will enter the market, you will not be there to take position immediately. And I've also said to people, one, look at the stock that you believe have fundamentals. Fundamentals are so many. The man at the ends of affair of a company can be a very good fundamental. Take position in such stock and have long-term, medium-term in your mind. Peradventure that you now see a situation where you can quickly exit, then you can do that. And I've also recommended to that you should do short-term in a long term. I like, for example, for purpose of argument, I like Totalizer. I know where Totalizer is going. Totalizer started rising from 20 kobo. Have taken position in Totalizer, go to 60 kobo. As per the rumor then, there was the market that their private placement was going to be listed at 60 kobo. When they get to 60 kobo, especially on the day of listing, the stock, the price of the stock stagnated. You will sell. Then the stock came back to around 46 kobo. You have sold at 60 kobo, you are holding your money at when it was 46 kobo. Then it turned back at 46 kobo and went as far as 90 kobo. You sell, and when they retract, you buy more. That stock went to 120, it will come back. It went to 160, it will come back. It went to 2 naira, it will come back. It went to 3 naira 45 kobo. Now, as we speak, Totalizer is selling 2 naira 60 kobo in the market, and it went as high as 3 naira 45 kobo. It has not said that the doom time for Totalizer has not come, because according to the story that we had, they have access to $5 billion facility that they have not actually begin to use. I don't know whether they are able to access it, but they are not beginning to put into judicious use. By the time they begin to do that and turn out good result, the price will still go. You are saying Totalizer, but you have been played the short term within the stock, which is going to make you to have more units than you originally entered into. So talking about short term, if you put short term in your mind, except for those that believe in charts, I really am not a chartist, that it will tell you when to sell, it will tell you where to buy. But most of the people that are short term minded have always bought their fingers.
Mm, Thank you for that. That point is very important. Have a long-term perspective and be ready to do some short-term,
Medium term to long
medium-term,
term.
okay, yes, sorry, investment decisions in your long term.
Yes.
So it will need you to have a long-term analysis for the companies you are trying to invest in. All right, and I think I also picked some other things from that statement. All right, so next question I have here is that. Okay, sorry. How do you advise investors to handle stress and pressure during volatile market conditions? Okay, this question is saying like in the month of March.
How did you handle the
Okay,
pressure
how did you handle
You
stress?
see, we will still come back to fundamental short term and long term. If you have taken a position in the stock that you have done the due diligence, due analysis, and you have taken position, yes, there are storms may come, situation may come that that price will be looking downward. But because you know the stock you have bought, you hold the position. You will not panic, except those that believe in this short term and invest what we call yo-yo. then that the stock that you put your money in, and when you go home to sleep, you sleep with one eye open. But if you have taken, if you are, especially when you have analyzed the result of a company that did 150% turnover, a company that did 150% profit before tax, 150 profit after tax, peradventure in the any per share has also done 150%, and their P ratio is like 1.2 times. With any seed of 70%, I will buy that stock and go to sleep. Even when the month of March recorded loss, I will not be worried because I know that when the market is bad, it affects all the stocks, like what we saw in March. When the market is good, it also affects all the stock, but the degree of the effect varies. In the month of March that we saw that the market lost, go and check the defensive stock. How badly were they affected? Those that actually that we call blue chip, how badly are they affected? If you go and check months where the market was looking up, the yo-yo stock can do like 50%, but when they climax, when they want to go back, they can go back to where they are starting from. But fundamentally strong stocks, even when they are going back, they may not drop more than 10%, and they will be set for another rally when another news, another performance, or when the general market become good, and it will be looking up. So if you really know where you put your position in, you go home to go and sleep. You just know that yourself that it's just a matter of time. Yes, the like I said, the wind will blow, but everything will be okay. So that's how you handle your stress.
Thank you, sir. I think what you're going to explain now has answered some questions I I would have asked, but I think I will just move on to this one. Um, what common mistakes? Because we were talking about fundamentals, and I wanted to ask before about what common mistakes do investors make when trading or investing in stocks. But I would want to rephrase that question to say, what are those fundamentals that investors should look at before?
Fundamentals are many.
All
When companies are releasing results, one of the fundamentals to look at is turnover. What does turnover means? It's everything that you have been able to gather, the revenue that you're able to bring in within a period of 12 months. The decrease in your turnover is showing that you are losing your share of the market. If the turnover is increasing, meaning that you are gaining more share of the market. That is granted. But the question is, after you are able to develop your market, gain more share of the market, are you able to control the associated costs? Because before you can even increase your share of the market, we have gone into public awareness, advertising, and the rest. The question is that were you able to control your associated costs? That is where profit before tax comes in, gross profit. What were you able to do where you made so much from turnover? By the time you remove distribution expenses, cost of goods sold, and the rest, what do you have? What is the growth compared to last year? Then before you come to profit after tax, you would have, because every company is expected to pay 35% of the earnings per year. By the time you have paid that, you now come to profit after tax. What is the growth? It now means that all the money that you have made, after you have made provision for all the costs and you have paid your tax, does it just drop to zero? Then if not, was there a growth between this year and last year? If there is, by how much? That is where you now go to look for any per share. Any per share is profit after tax divided by the outstanding unit. It gone are those days where company has authorized share and share in issue. Now, CEC said it's no longer possible. You should have only outstanding share. So it's profit after tax divided by the outstanding share. It will give you a figure. That is the earning per share in kobo. What that means is that if peradventure that all the earnings for the company for this year is shared between all the shareholders, what will come to a person that have one unit of shares? That is one. The next is P/E ratio. That is price earning ratio. That the investor begin to look at this earning and compare to the price at which the stock is trading. The lower the P ratio, the better the stock is. Like I was in the example I just gave, that a stock that have 1.5234 times P ratio is very good. P ratio means that if this company is making earnings every year and they decide to pay them all as dividend, pay them off as dividend, at one particular point in time, will you recover your initial investment? If it is one, that means 1 year you have recovered your investment. If it is two, 2 years you have recovered your investment. Then the next is earnings yield. Earnings yield is just an inverse of PE ratio. That one is in percentage. It showed that the price that you are paying for this stock, what is the percentage of it that the company has helped you to make? That is what I'm talking about, a company that have earnings yield of 68%, which means that the price that you are paying now, the company has made 68% of it as earnings. The higher the earnings yield, the better. So you also have the qualitative fundamentals that I have said before, who is at the aim of affairs. I remember at one particular point in time, I think it was Mr. Ohiwere, when it was said that Mr. Ohiwere was not the aim of affairs. I think, was it Econet? The Econet, the company has undergone a lot of changes in its name. I don't know what particular point, where it was, whether it's Econet as at that time. It was not Airtel, but I know it was a name older than Airtel. And it will bring people to that stuff. And take, for instance, when MTN came to Nigeria, they came with Andrea Wood. That was their first MD. But I remember the attention that Daily Times, then the Anosike Daily Times then got when Andrea Wood was made the managing director. So that is a fundamental. And let me tell you, I was asked a question the other day concerning the NNPC initial public offer, and somebody asked me what is the fundamental of NNPC, and I told the person that our oil is, which fundamental are we going to look at? Our oil, which is the blood wire of the nation, for the fact that they are dealing in oil, is enough fundamental that we should be looking at. So at times, even in this fundamental, while you are trying to even look at review or analyze a company, you do pair to pair, or you do maybe pair the result you have with the industry average, like the P ratio of the bank. You go for the industry average. That guarantees and tell you that this stock is either priced, underpriced, or overpriced. Determines the value of a stock. They call it the intrinsic value. Let us not go there.
Yeah. All right. That's a lot, I think. But sorry, sir, because what I've explained now about the fundamental and the factors of fundamental analysis is quite technical. You know.
No, some are with there's what we call the back of the envelope analysis,
Yes, you
which
mentioned
will
that.
just take you few minutes to do. It's when you want to go into the nitty-gritty, when you begin to look at the discounted cash flow. I didn't want to mention it before because it's just like corporate finance, because it involves a lot of calculation.
Calculation, yes. You also mentioned
We have price to book value,
okay.
net asset value, total asset minus total liability of a company. Then you divide the price by it. It can also tell you the value of a stock.
All right, thank you, sir. But for the the illiterate investor, let me use that word. People who are not technical as much as you are, sir. The back of the envelope analysis you mentioned in the last episode can be used, right?
Yes, it's just
So
profit
I think-
before tax, profit after tax, P ratio, any per share, any yield.
Okay, but for investors who are not able to do this, sir, how else can they get intelligence about what to
Yeah,
do?
what we do, we fill in the gap because the Iboma will say it is what it is.
It
So
is what it is.
so we fill in the gap. That is why we have the GlobalView traders platform, which is a WhatsApp platform. As a result are being released, we turn them out. We give you the turnover growth in absolute and the percentage. We give you the profit before tax. We give you the profit after tax, the earning per share, the P ratio, the NEC, the price at which the price is traded. If there is a dividend, we tell you the dividend yield. All you need is just to pick and compare.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think we're already at the right checkpoint now. Everybody is waiting for. Sir, this is Q1. We are here. This is first week. Sorry, this is Q2. Forgive me. This is Q2. Q1 is gone. People are looking out for results are out. Now, where is the money at? What stocks should people?
No, it depends on what you are looking for.
Okay.
One, are you dividend visited? Two, are you looking at absolute dividend or you are looking for it? Is it you that said, okay, if I buy FCMB for 55 kobo at 8 naira 55 kobo, the yield will be in the neighborhood of 4.5% and 5%. Does that really benefit me? If I have taken this money to money market, will I get better than that? But if you are the one that is looking for the absolute, what you get is 55 kobo. How do you appropriate that 55 kobo that will mean much to you? Like I use the VFD, for example, that they just declared 250 kobo for a stock that traded 57 naira today. What is the dividend yield? Are you looking at the 250 kobo absolute or you are comparing the yield as another to them? Because you have options, you have options. You have the option of buying into other stocks before they are marked down that have also pay dividend. Are you willing to move your resources from where it is now if you believe that you are not well compensated for your investment to another stock where you believe that you will be well compensated? Mind you, the two legs of a transaction is up to 5%. So if you sell and go and buy, that's almost 5%. Have you featured that one? Have you reflected that one in your decision? Because if the 5% must be deducted from your what you currently have. The question is, you have taken position in a stock. Chances are that because they didn't declare the dividend and you feel it's commensurate to what you are expecting, you now want to move your resources. You have sold and maybe probably 2.25%. Then you want to go and put it in another stock where you feel that you are going to get better and you are going to be charged almost another 1.85%. So have you put those ones into consideration? If you have, I will believe that yes, you are going to be better off. Relatively or absolutely, that is where you are going to. So people are moving their resources from where they are, who feel that they want to rejig their portfolio because of the dividend declaration. Yes, the market can disappoint you. A number of people felt that FCNB is going to do as much as other banking sector. Like I told you, it's not the earnings, it's the decision of the board. And the board decided to give 55%. So that is where the money is.
Hmm. Okay. Well, for people who are looking at okay, which stocks can I take position in, um, you know, currently, what do you have to say?
This is actually not a
Like
buy.
the stocks to watch.
Yes, it's not actually a buy recommendation.
Okay.
But you see, I took time to talk about fertilizer just now. Fertilizer at 2 naira 50 kobo and 2 naira 60 kobo to me is still cheap. Why? Because the diversification that they're about to enter, they have not started it. What just happened is that the information was reflected in the price of the stock and they moved to 3 naira 45 kobo. And people are moving their resources from fertilizer to other stock that are pay dividend because fertilizer is not pay dividend. So the stock has been dragged down to 260 kobo. In a little while, that stock will rebound. Where it's going to, I don't know. So if you see fertilizer 2 naira, less than 2 naira, is something that is worth considering. That is one. We have taken time to talk about LR Lakes. LR Lake is not a 6-month stock. LR Lake is not a 9-month stock. 1 year. If you believe you can wait for 1 year, LR Lake is another good stock to position yourself in. Then I think the other day I took time to talk about ATI. I've just talked about the back of the envelope analysis. If you look at the back of the envelope analysis of ATI, as at the time that result was released, the price has not moved even as we speak. Its PE ratio is 1.45 times and its NEC is 68%. Why that price has not moved, chances are that is the market. Well, another thing is that when they want to declare their dividend, they do so in dollars, maybe 25 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, depending. But until they declare their dividend, we don't know the direction. But I come to discover one thing. Even when we said that FCN they pay 55 cover, that people are, are groaning at. There will be an increase in the dividend payout, especially by the banks. We have never seen 7 naira from GTCO. We have never seen 3 naira final from UB after 2 naira Ethereum. So we are also expecting that ETI is going to do something bigger than that. And UPDC, for those that can wait, like I said, it is not a buy recommendation. For those that can wait, UPDC is another stock that will be rally if you take position. Livestock, those are the stock. Like I said, before you take position, do your due diligence. Look at the fundamentals. What I normally do after I have done the back of the envelope analysis, I will do a comparison. I will do a ranking. Which one came first in turnover growth, which one came first in profit before tax growth, which one came first in profit after tax growth, any percent growth. Then you should know now that the one that is having, that is coming out frequently will be my number one.
Mm. Thank you very much, sir, for that valuable information. All right. I think to end the questions I have here, um, I will need to also ask this one. Are there emerging trends or sector you are particularly excited about in the market right now? I mean sector. I know you mentioned the financial services sector
That I
initially.
imagine.
Yeah.
No, not yet. The only thing that we've had, according to the ISA 2024 as signed by the president, is that the SEC has been given the powers to regulate cryptocurrency in the country. The only thing that we're going to do is to make sure that is to see that we begin to see fintech companies coming to the market for listing. And one of the things I think that may do, you see the people we call Gen Z, they don't want to delay gratification till tomorrow. What they want is the now, 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 now. So I believe that by so doing, the SEC and the government have been able to come out with a technique to invite this class of people into the market. So I believe that by the time fintechs, crypto is being listed, crypto traders or crypto companies are being listed on the exchange, and they need to trade those things on the exchange. If they want to buy their stock, to buy on the exchange, then I think is going to attract them. Let me tell you why they should have to. You see, you go to Total and you buy fuel, let's say at 9 naira and 930 at 1,000 naira. Your Total is the closest fueling station to your bus stop. When you don't have fuel, if you are coming out of your house, you buy your fuel from Total. If you are going home and you don't have fuel, you wait till you get to Total because it's close to your place before you buy. And you are not investing in the share of Total. The money you are giving to them on daily basis, you are not getting a piece out of it as dividend. Then you are the one that is losing. You are a mother. You have a wife that every month you give her money to stock the house. So we buy Nescafe for you. So we buy Maggi to cook in the kitchen. She buys cereal, Nestle, Golden Morn for the children. And you don't have any unit of share in Nestle. And you are not getting back of the money that you are spending. You will be the net loser. So I believe that once this cryptocurrency has taken place and they've come to the exchange for listing, then this Gen Z that we have always wanted to come, because they are the futures of the market, to come to the market, we now have a reason, because that is where they do their trading. If they still want to get more, then they have to buy the stock, so that at the end of the day, they will get a part of that which they are expending, dealing on with the particular company.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. Anyway, I was going to the question about cryptocurrencies before, but you mentioned that when fintechs start listing, because I know that currently fintechs should be able to list. Am I correct?
Then, of course, see, the thing is that a company is called a company should be
Good.
able
So
to
I
list.
mean, before the new law ISA 2025 was signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the fintech companies can actually be listed.
Yeah, they can. The only thing, the gray area there was regulation.
Okay.
That is the SEC regulating exactly what they are doing, and you cannot regulate what you really do not know about.
No. You know, the fintech companies in Nigeria, I don't mean the unregulated fintech companies.
Okay.
I'm talking about the CBN regulated fintech
Okay.
companies, like the Paystack of this world, the all these deposit money banks. You know, I think those ones are regulated by the CBN, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, those ones actually qualify. They can easily be, listed. Am I correct, sir?
They can list.
Okay.
But deposit money banks are the conventional banks.
Okay, sorry. I'm talking about the
This
digital banks,
the payment
these
service
digital
bank,
PSBs.
PSBs.
Sorry. So the PSBs. So going to my next question now about cryptocurrencies that the ISA 2025 have just given
The SEC.
the SEC the power to be able to regulate. Now, you know, we really do not have cryptocurrencies in Nigeria, actually. The ones that have been created before are not, I'm speaking from a technical perspective now, they are not actually integrated into the blockchain system. They are just like, roadside crypto related programs. But I'm saying this for the purpose of education. How do you view, should in case cryptocurrency assets starts coming up? You know, maybe from the current fintech companies, the ones that are regulated, and they start coming up with cryptocurrencies like that to mimic the foreign cryptocurrencies. What impact do you think that could have, maybe negatively or positively, on the traditional stock market, especially the financial services sector?
I don't think I don't I to me I think it would be positive. Let me say it for you. One, let me start from the SEC perspective. One thing I like about this industry, this sector, this stock business and financial sector is that before SEC took over the full regulation of the cryptocurrency, we would have a unit that understand everything that has to do with cryptocurrency, whether it is mining, whether it's blockchain that you are talking about. They will have to have a professional as far as that is concerned. The secondly, for traders on the floor of the NGX is that we will go for essential trainings. Take the derivative for instance. Any broker cannot trade derivative. You have to have a dedicated derivative trader in your organization who would have gone for training, practical hands-on training, so that there will be no error, there will be no mistake anywhere, there will be no shortfall. So that's exactly what I know that the SEC and the NGX are going to do. You now want as a trading license holder to go into the trading of crypto, then you have to have a crypto department that will must know the in and out and the nuances of trading in cryptocurrency. That is on the other side. Like I also said too, as far as when that starts, then it will attract this Gen Z. Like I said, that they don't want to delay their gratification. They want the instant money. So as much as I would, the cryptocurrency now will be attracted to the capital market, that their stock, when they are being given a sense of belonging, that our company is in the market. Like peradventure company that you make money from, that you are trading your buying and trading your cryptocurrency is now listed on the floor of the Nigerian stock exchange, and you know that it's making profit. You want to come and take back of the profit that you have helped it to make by coming to buy a share or two or whatever you can afford, from them. And that coming to the market is going to have a positive effect. One, that kind of money in the market will create a big lot of liquidity. And let me tell you, if that is bringing them to the market, at the end of the day, will not be fixated to only the stocks that are trading cryptocurrency. They now come to understand how the market works. Peradventure, they will be beaten by the bulb and they get to invest even in other stocks.
Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So I wanted to ask about, in the view of everything we discussed, what's your outlook for the coming week and the rest of the months of April?
Yeah, to me, why I even believe that we may be seeing better April. If you look at the note, I saw a notice from FCMB even before they released the result. One, in it, they were talking about releasing the result in a much later day, but they still released the result that they were talking about the release of their first quarter management report. That is the next level the market will be waiting for. Even most of the stock that you see them beating down, by the time we see tremendous growth in their quarter one, 2025, as against 2024, definitely the market, like I said, the market is a rewarder and a punisher. If they do well, the market will definitely move to reward them. And most of those quarter one results, because for management reports, issuers are given 1 month. For March, January to March, they're supposed to release it before the close of April. But the only thing that we will see is that a number of people will wait to the last 2 days, to the last 3 days, to the last 1 day before the month, and so as to escape the penalty of non-rendition. But I know that when we begin to see a good result from the early flyers, early birds, the market definitely will look up.
All right, thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. Just one more last question, just a final question. For those people who you spoke about, we asked a question in the first episode, talking about people whose parents or loved ones who are there have investments and they don't really know how to track it, or how to recover dividends that they have accrued. How, for those people, my question really is, for those people who really are not able to tell, the company their father or their grandfather bought the stock from, what can they really do as a first step?
Yes, I think during last week and this week, people have been sending to me snapshots of their names appearing on Dividend search on SEC portal,
Okay.
and they are due for this dividend, they are due for this dividend. One, the first step to do, especially for those that is for their parents. If the parent is still alive, it's better. But if the parent is late, it now depend on is the person in law, they said they did that tested or intested. If you died intested, that means the person didn't write a will. If you died tested, that means the person wrote a will, have this made mention of the stock that he or she has and how the stock should be handled after his death. So that is a legal document that can be used to administer that estate. But peradventure that the person died intestate, then let me not use technical term. I would have said Agnos. No, but the beneficiaries, those that are supposed to benefit, whether it's the first son, whether it's the first daughter, we need to approach the probate registry to get what they call letter of administration. In that letter of administration, the names of those to handle and manage the estate will be stated there. If it is one person, it will be stated there. If it is the whole children, It will be stated there. After that has been done, the benefactors will go and open an account. If the man or the woman has an account, they may not need to open an additional account. All they need to do is to approach the bank, show them the letter of administration, change the name of that bank account to estate of, let's say, Mr. Lagbaja, Mr. Lagbaja Beliki. What they will now do is estate of Lagbaja Beliki. If they have done that, then they need to do what they call global search, especially where they don't know the number of stocks that their father had or the number of units that they have per each stock. They will need to do global search. It is when they do global search that will throw up where the man or the woman had his shares, whether in stockbroking firms or whether in the registrar. Then by the time they do that, then they will contact a stockbroker like GlobalView Capital Limited. We have what we call weight tracker, where we have been doing that for people. We help to collect your dividend. We help to discover your lost investment. And one of the things I like about stockbroking and financial investment is that your investment can't get lost as far as your name is in the register. It does not matter how long ago. Nigeria breweries and Guinness that were purchased in 1969, their names are still in the register. So if you bring the certificate forward to dematerialize today, the name is still on the register, so it never gets lost. That's even got better. Chances are that they were bought like one naira, and you know how much Guinness is trading around 18 naira now. So it doesn't get lost. So by the time you approach a stockbroking firm, I will tell you exactly what to do. It will help you to get your dividend. It will help you to put together all the man has. They give you the document that you needed to sign. So that the ADMOS, those that the letter of administration has given as beneficiary to the estate. And before you know, things are done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
having
much.
me.
Right. So for these people that want to recover their shares, you mean, you see, you've explained a whole lot of process.
Yeah.
Can they really go to maybe a stockbroking firm like GlobalView and get some direction?
Yes,
much
they can.
more hands-on and
They
stuff?
can.
Okay.
They can, like what we will do at the end of this program is to put a link to which they can use to get across to us whenever they want to get across to us.
Advice.
There are a lot of things to do. The number of people who won't believe that those dividend and stocks are lost. The only thing that could be lost is any dividend that is above 10 years. It is called, it has been statutory barred. Even if you go to the court, you'll not be able to collect it. But as far as the dividend that is 10 years down to present day, we will help you to collect it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
I think this is
having
how
me.
much we'll be able to cover today. I think you've answered most of the questions we have. We hope the market will be bullish. I think traders are always looking out for a bullish market. You know, it's a sign that the market is growing. So look out for a bullish market next week. And we've also learned lessons about those stocks that is looking good, the sectors that are doing well. All right. Thank you, Managing Director and CEO of GlobalView Capital Limited. We look forward to meeting you again next week.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful episode.